One of the things that I think is very important to realize about our parks is they are not just nice places to go out and take a walk, although certainly all of us do that and we enjoy that as well, but they almost in many ways form the heart of our community. It's where you go for your neighborhood meetings so often. It's where you meet your neighbors to play on a Sunday morning. It's where you take your kids to have a tennis match or a soccer game or a baseball game. It's where we meet and gather and enjoy. They're our heart, they're our heartbeat. They really are part of who we are. It seems to me that our environmental, our recreation resources, our cultural resources are extremely important to all of us that live here. And we need to make sure that those are maintained into the future for our children and for those who follow us. We need to develop relationships not just with the constituents, with the voters, but also with the city council and with the school. We need to partner with those other governmental entities to make sure that we're providing services in an efficient, effective manner, and that we're covering all aspects of what needs to be covered. The Park Board commissioners need to take an active role in getting the appropriate information out to all of the neighborhoods to ensure that they understand what's happening in their neighborhood and can provide input. Again, the people who are the users of the parks are the ones that will probably come up with the best ideas of what needs to go on there, or what building, if any, should go there, or what recreational activities may be appropriate. All of those kinds of things really should be driven by certainly this at the city level, but the community level as well. There are many concerns out in the community about the existence of the park board and whether that means that people are unhappy about how the money is spent or how they're being or not being listened to. There are concerns, and there's a proposal on the table right now in front of the Charter Commission, and it's being seriously looked at. And while I certainly don't favor abolishing the park board, I think what we have to understand is it really gives us an opportunity to hear those concerns, and I think it's extremely important that we listen to those concerns. I think that the city of Minneapolis and the citizens of Minneapolis really want a high degree of focus on the parks. And by having 9 commissioners who really focus on nothing but parks, recreation, the environment, the stewardship, I think that is saying something about our own value system and how we truly feel about our parks. So to me, that is really the reason and sort of the underlying reason and the backdrop for why it's important to continue the park board's independence. If you don't have a really good reason for getting rid of something, I think we need to look at our traditions and honor those traditions and move forward. I think that one of the issues that we have to deal with in the parks continually is making sure that they're safe for, people who are out running in the evening, safe for our children as they go and play after school. Safety is just a huge issue, and we need to continually focus on those kinds of issues. We have a park police force that I think needs to stay dedicated to the parks to ensure that we have that kind of support to making sure that our parks are safe. I tend to look at things very often from a numbers perspective, and for some people, they'll look at contracts, and other people will look at maybe some kind of architectural plans. I look at books. What can I say? So I tend to I will look at the numbers to make sure that I understand what's happening. Now, I think that's of particular importance right now, since we have a lot of fiscal challenges that will be facing us in the next couple of years. But just to understand how that comes to you, and to make sure that all of the dollars are being appropriately spent, I think you get a good sense of where you're spending our $55 million budget. Operating budget, for example, when you really can look at the books and understand what's happening there. I just think it is so important that the citizens of District 4 understand that they have a voice in me and that I would like to hear what they're concerned about. Also, I think as an advocate, I need to be an advocate for us with the city and with the schools. I think it's just so important to make sure that those partnerships are established. It's important enough to me that I spend a lot of my own personal time at this point doing that, and I will continue to do that. And certainly as a park board commissioner, I think that I would expect I have the time and the passion to be able to spend whatever time necessary to do the kind of a job that needs to be done to make this system sustainable. I'm asking for your vote on November 3rd. Please come out and support me so that together we can ensure the future viability of our park system.